You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
We want to know, in the least amount of fights, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Tedeschi. I could stop Flo more easily than I stopped Spence. But Crawford said everyone even mentioned Floyd Mayweather.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Flo's reply spread fast across social media. As always, it was calm, direct, and cold. Insiders say Floyd is really upset. Despite his smooth words and poker face, for the first time in years someone openly said they could beat him, not just claim to be better. Not only beat him but stop him. In other words, Floyd understood Crawford clearly. And his reaction was not just about pride. It was about legacy and the scary idea that the sport he dominated could now belong to someone else. Let us break it down. The clip that started it all appeared on a popular fight podcast 2 nights ago. Shortly after his huge win against Canelo Alvarez, Crawford was asked one of those questions fighters usually avoid. The interviewer asked, how would a fight go if you and Floyd were both at your best? Crawford leaned back, smiled, and said something that caused a stir on boxing Twitter. It was much easier for me to stop Floyd than Spence. He is excellent, but I am better. That single line went viral. Within minutes, hashtags started trending worldwide.
So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
But it was not just Crawford's confidence that drew attention. It was how real it sounded. Crawford is not reckless. Looking at his record and how he beat Errol Spence and stopped Canelo Alvarez shows he plans carefully. Floyd knows this.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Here is the situation. Floyd Mayweather's role since retirement has been to control the conversation. Every interview and show keeps focus on him. By 2025 things are loosening. When Floyd fights Mike Tyson, it is mostly for fun. Crawford is making history for real.
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, it's, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
He is not chasing huge money. He wants greatness. Flo is especially angry about that.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now, no, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
For years, critics said Floyd's career was about timing, avoiding risk, picking easy fights, and making maximum money. They were right. He was a business expert. But that came with a cost. Meanwhile, Crawford is doing the opposite. He faces strong opponents at their peak. He is moving up in weight. Floyd has never shown that kind of courage. Now he is being criticized for ethics rather than strength.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Things get more interesting now. Those close to Floyd's marketing say he feels insulted. Not because of the words, but because of who said them. Remember, Floyd discovered Gervonta Davis. He trained him, shaped him, and built loyalty in his company. Crawford never needed Floyd. He did not learn from him or join him. He rose alone, something few athletes ever do.
I beat this guy. It's an excuse. I beat this guy. You know, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, you know, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know. So I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people are not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
Flo feels threatened simply because Crawford is independent. A marketer said Floyd sees himself in him but without control. Crawford is doing what Floyd did without the politics. That is the issue. Floyd dislikes being compared to someone taking his place. He likes being untouchable.
At the end of the day, I'll let you know, there's no fighter that will ever be better than me. There's no fighter that wasn't better than me before me or after me or when I'm long gone. I'm the best.
Crawford, however, is not attempting to emulate him. He's changing the rules of the game.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
#1, and the only one that he got at the top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation, from Floyd's generation to this generation, didn't get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
Crawford, however, is not copying him. He is changing the game rules.
In the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Let us see why this is controversial. Floyd Mayweather was once the toughest fighter, rarely losing rounds. His defense made others look amateur. Crawford is different. He creates confusion and finishes the job. He does not show he is superior, he makes the damage happen.
I didn't expect that the fight will be like that, but I thought it will finish 12 rounds. But Crawford is he did a good job.
Is Crawford time for pound number one? Time for pound number one?
I think so.
How do we?
Pretty much. I don't think.
Did you feel like they need a rematch, Manny, after what you saw tonight?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a rematch.
That's all we gotta go.
It's kind of one-sided fight.
Manny, does this fight make Terence Crawford an all-time great in your eyes?
Well, he's still in his career, so he's prime in his career. So we'll see. We'll see the journey of his life.
Fans expected a war with Errol Spence. Instead, they saw controlled precision. Crawford broke him down, hit him 3 times, and finished him like a surgeon.
Because when you mention great fighters, right? 90% of the great fighters are black. The ones from the Packs. Now, with the Eastern Bloc coming on like they always, there's going to be some great ones coming on now. Even with Lil Tony, as you see, these guys are going to be great. They're going to start eclipsing and coming up there too. But right now, if you have to name 5 of the best fighters of all time, 4 of them are going to be black. You understand me? Who did he beat that was black in his prime, that was in their prime, that was on his level? Nobody.
Floyd never performed like that against top fighters. He taught Canelo a lot, but Canelo was not at peak. Crawford beat a higher weight fighter, peak Canelo. Modern commentators openly say Clay Hearns might have been better than Floyd. Legends have to compare. Floyd was smoother. Crawford is doing something unprecedented in total control.